Welcome back, guys. Luke here from the Chunky Travellers. Blah, blah, blah. So today we're back in the shed. Ryan's at work. Thought I'd crack into Maverick because we're running out of time again. We've just sort of cut it a bit fine this year again for the Rocky Nut. So I think we're about 4 weeks out. So I'm just trying to get in that, knock out a few of the smaller stuff at the minute. We have got some bigger things we've got to do that are, I'm hoping to get a chance to get it apart today at least. So one of the main problems we've got at the minute is, pretty sure these here, if that focuses, this here, they're little fine cracks, I think. So there's a couple up here. So I'm going to pull the intake manifold off and just go through it, make sure, and re-TIG weld some of this stuff. Maybe we just ground it back a bit far and there's not enough meat on there to hold it all together. So I'm going to put a nice big bead around that. While that's apart, we've got obviously a new gasket. We'll check out our injectors, make sure they're all sweet. But I've also been just finishing off, mind the mess, finishing off our new, so this is going to be our, obviously, engine start and accessories. So we're going to have a few lights in the cab and so forth, maybe a fan, like a remote fan switch here. So we've just glued that, cleaned that up a bit. So that's ready to go. We just got to wire it. We've got these floor pieces in. This one's dry. I did that the other day. The other one over here, you can't see it real well, but under that is the other piece that's drying in there. So it's slowly coming together, I guess you could say. It's still a little bit to go. We're not going to worry about a cage or new seats yet. We just run out of time. And so we're just going to throw our old seats back in and our seat belts. That's pretty much the cab done, other than some wiring. So we got our cable for the auto transmission now, so that can go in. Our gearbox is about 2.5 to 3 weeks away. So we did run into a few little hiccups just with age. Like, these gearboxes are getting old now. So the oil pump was too corroded to rebuild, so we just bought a whole new gearbox. It's actually like a better model gearbox. Would have been fine either way because we're rebuilding it, but can't hurt, you know. The RE4, there's a better version and a carby version, you know, so we did get the better version this time. So that's not that far away, so we're trying to have it all knocked out, so when that gets here, we can all just hustle, throw it all together, just have to do a gearbox, make sure all that goes, and have everything else just ready to rock and roll. So that's what I'm doing today, knocking out a few of these small jobs. So I'm just trying to lower it too. We're going to drop it on its guts as much as possible. So I'm hoping these are low enough. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think we're about over the standard height, which is these ones. So I reckon probably about there. I'm just pulling your leg. These are them here. I've cut about 4 inches off the bottom, so I'm hoping that will be enough. I think we don't want to go too low, like we're still running 33s on the front end. So we'll throw them in at some point. That'll be our front. I'm going to cut the backs out as well. Try and get it probably half of what it is now at least. I'm hoping, if I can drop it 4 inches, that'll still fit our muddies or our all-terrains on there, our 33s. But give us enough, be low enough we're not going to flip on our lid, you know, and so that'll be good. And that's pretty much, other than I'm gonna remake some brake lines, bring the brake lines up through the floor, and we're gonna have a valve so we can just turn the valve off, and that'll disconnect pressure to the rear end. We will take the pads out though, because they do, when they get hot, they expand and they can cause issues and stuff. So we're just gonna pop the pads out, turn the valve off. That'll stop all fluid, and that can also act as our handbrake too. So we'll get on the brake, turn the valve off, keeps the pressure in the back, handbrake, which is great because didn't have one and it's not probably going to have one. So that'll be good. But anyway, I'm going to get back into it and I'll just keep updating you as we go. Stick in there. So we've got them injectors out. Now, a hot tip, if you ever catch fire like we did and they fire extinguish your car, wash it off super thoroughly, because it makes a mess and it gets super rusty. Everything's like got surface rust now. And we washed it. I thought we washed it really good, like the night it happened, like right after it happened. Got it down under the, like at the drag strip, and washed it off at the shed at the fire hose. Still not good enough. Like dead set, we should have gone home and gurneyed it. Because even these, I've wiped them up a little bit, but they've yeah, they just got crap on them everywhere. So they're not damaged or anything themselves, but yeah, it just makes a mess, man. Makes such a... Well, and just like that, with the magic of time lapse, that intake manifold's off, and I'm glad we did, because I reckon if we'd have laid into it like we planned on, we probably would have had a few dramas. So all that is just the sooty crap that gets pushed through the motor. You can see there, she's probably got a couple of extra little splits that we didn't really see. So I'm going to go right through it, even maybe some pinholes and that around like there. Couple in the runners, where are we here? Yeah, I'm just going to go through it all, grind out, grind it back a little bit, and just retig this whole back piece back, because I reckon we've probably just taken a little bit too much material off there for it to still be strong. So we'll fix that up, but we'll go back to the time lapse because we're going to pull that exhaust off. Alright, so we've got all that off. I actually decided halfway through to, it's a little bit dodgy, but I've tack welded just a bit of gal steel to those stainless wastegate pipes, just to hold them perfectly together. So I'm going to go and TIG a couple of pieces of stainless in there and hold them together. I reckon it'll just look so much neater, and they won't want to move, because what we had, the problem was our clamps being made of trinithium, is they don't hold that amazingly, so which I'll fix that up too. I'm just going to cut a slither out of here so it tightens down a bit better. But yeah, so I'll weld them together. That'll stop all of this trying to wiggle around, and just look 10 times better. And I've got a stainless bung to go in the back of our dump pipe, because you've probably seen originally we had this O2 sensor sort of in the front. Well, it got moved by an unnamed workshop, and it just was a nightmare because our wiring's back here, so it just didn't reach, and we had to stretch it a bit. And yeah, so I've bought the kit. I'm going to weld the bung on the back now, so it's just right there, super easy, and that should be much better, tidier, all of those good things. Yeah, that's pretty much around here. We'll have to clean up the turbo, and that actually got a bit of oil when the oil line burst, and caught fire and all that sort of thing. So yeah, a few little things to go, but I'm going to try and throw the interior seats and seat belts back in now, because our floor is all dry. So that one now is nice and solid. It just looks so much better. I don't know. There's something about checker plate alloy. This looks pretty. So now that that's done, we can put our seats back in. We've got our wiring loom ready to go to do lights and a few other odds and ends.